You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
Three numbers before the open. KOSPI down 8.29%. Samsung Electronics down 10.18%. Korea's three-year government bond yield at 4.00%. Circuit breakers fired in both KOSPI and KOSDAQ on June 8th, the third KOSPI circuit breaker of 2026. Foreign investors have sold for 21 consecutive sessions, unloading 69.8 trillion won. And Citigroup flagged the Bank of Korea may call an emergency rate meeting before July. It's Tuesday, June 9th. Here's what today's story could mean for the Korean market. Three shocks converged. U.S. May payrolls at 172,000, double the forecast, reignited Fed rate hike fears. Broadcom's AI revenue miss sent the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index down 10.26% on June 5th, and SpaceX's June 12th IPO is pulling an estimated $75 billion from existing equity positions. Korea's three-year bond auction cleared at 4.0%, the first time since December 2022, compressing the spread between risk-free rates and equity earnings yields. Citigroup warned the Bank of Korea may convene an emergency monetary policy committee session, citing capital outflows and the risk that the KOSPI rally has amplified both won weakness and real estate pressure simultaneously. Here's what the numbers show. KOSPI settled at 7,484, down 8.29%, with 876 declining issues versus 43 advancing, worst breadth since 2022. KOSDAQ closed at 911, down 9.08%, triggering its own circuit breaker. Samsung Electronics closed at 295,501, down 10.18%. SK Hynix at 1,911,001, down 7.68%. Institutions sold 1.62 trillion won net on the KOSPI, roughly $1 billion, while retail bought 1.76 trillion won net. NH Investment Securities raised Samsung's target to 530,000 won and SK Hynix to 3,200,000 won, citing agentic AI DRAM demand and HBM pricing power through 2027. The three-year bond auction bid to cover of 2.66 fell below both the prior month and the 2025 annual average, signaling weakening demand. The won opened at 1,555 but closed at 1,535 after verbal intervention. So what does this mean for stock investors in Korea? Earlier, we flagged NH raising targets despite the collapse. Here's what that actually means. The consensus is calling this a liquidity dislocation, not a fundamental reset, and the gap between current prices and 12-month targets on Samsung and SK Hynix is now among the widest of the year. The June 11th derivatives expiration is the next mechanical pressure event. Meritz Securities warned program-driven volume could extend volatility regardless of news. The key tail risk is not the CPI or the IPO alone. It is Citigroup's emergency rate meeting scenario, which would represent the first unscheduled Bank of Korea tightening since March 2020 and would force immediate repricing across the entire Korean fixed income curve. Watch three things. First, U.S. May CPI on June 10th determines whether Fed rate hike pricing firms or fades. Second, Korea exchange derivatives expiration on June 11th. Program selling expected regardless. Third, Bank of Korea emergency session watch, flagged by Citigroup as a live possibility if won weakness continues. That's today's AI Prism Stock Investors. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Juan Ifrah award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.